Howdy AdWords fans, welcome back. As promised, we're going to talk now about custom scheduling. There's really one primary reason why you want to set up custom scheduling, and that's because you don't want to buy traffic to your website during certain times of the day or certain days of the week. For example, let's say you're a service industry and you're a law firm. And you're a startup law firm or your startup medical practice, and you don't have the staff to service leads coming in at the middle of the night. The way your business operates is people generally are urgent to get in touch with you, so they'll come on your website, they'll call in, they'll submit a form, and they'll expect a response back at shortly thereafter. And if you don't have staff during the middle of the night or during certain hours of the day, you don't think that buying traffic will be a profitable proposition, so you don't want your ads to run. On the other hand, it's kind of annoying to have to go in and pause and activate your campaigns and ad groups whenever you want to pause and activate them. Well, that's where custom scheduling essentially comes in. It allows you to set up times when your campaigns are active, when you'll be bidding on your keywords in the auction. Alternatively, you might be an e-commerce business where you're selling products from your website, and you could really sell products at all times, but you might have found in your data that historically people generally are not buying during certain hours of the day. They're just browsing. So you might want to keep your campaigns on because it's still good to have people, becoming more aware of your business. That's an important factor to keep in mind. But on the other hand, you might be budgeting your AdWords dollars to drive sales and not to drive brand awareness. And you might not want to have your campaigns running during times of the day where people are not generally selling. Sometimes that's very late at night or very early in the morning, things like that. So that's where custom scheduling comes in. To set up custom schedules, you could either navigate to settings and then to add schedules on that tab over here. And it'll show you your scheduling for all the different campaigns in your account. So one of the nice things about segmenting your campaigns out into separate campaigns is the ability to set up custom schedules at the campaign level. Remember, custom schedules are only set at the campaign level, not the account level and not the ad group level. So whatever schedule you apply to a campaign, it's going to apply to all the ad groups inside that campaign. So let's say we clicked on this Furniture Desk Chairs USA campaign. And now we're presented with the custom schedule we have set up for this campaign. As you can see, the blue bars indicate the active times the campaigns are going to run. So by hovering over a blue bar, we see Monday 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We have the campaign scheduled to run, Tuesday 10 to 4, and Wednesday 9 to 6. Those are the times our campaign is scheduled to run. So let's say I wanted to clear this out because we had set up this custom schedule initially. I could clean my custom schedule by selecting all of them from the list and hitting remove. And I'll get a dialog box, I'll click OK, and now I will have no custom schedule. And if you see, the blue bar indicates that I have my campaigns running 24/7, 365. My campaigns are running all day for each day of the week. If I want to go ahead and add a new custom schedule, I could just click the Add Schedule button and click over here where it asks me to create a new custom schedule. Now I'm presented with the default option to add a time range for all of the days of the week. But say I want to just run my campaigns Monday through Friday. So if I click this drop down, I have an option to select Monday through Friday. Let's say I wanted to run them from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And I could choose my display clock, which is 12-hour, 24-hour. My time zone cannot be changed because the time zone is inherited from the time zone of the account, which is what we set up initially. And now I click Save. Now we could see that I have my campaigns running Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now, this column over here, these columns are going to show you all the data you start accumulating for this time range. The secondary potential option of setting up, the secondary benefit of creating custom scheduling is what we call bid adjustments. Oftentimes, you're going to find in your account that there are certain times of the day and certain days of the week that generate really good results. They generate good returns. They get a higher click-through rate, or you sell more products, or you get more leads, and you might want to then bid more aggressively during those times of the day. So for example, let's say we found that Tuesday 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. we're getting a lot of leads, or we're making a lot of sales, something like that. So we could go ahead and click this little button over here in the bid adjustment column, or if I click cancel, I could select this bid. I could select this time range, which is Wednesday 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. and click on set bid adjustment over here. And I get the same window, or essentially the same window. So let's say I want to increase this by 30%. So a $10 bid will become $13, and I'll click make changes. Okay, so now Wednesday, all my bids get increased by 30% Wednesday 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. But what about if I had a situation where I saw that only 7 to 8 a.m. on Wednesdays was really my hottest time, and that's the only time I wanted to make a bid adjustment, just from 7 to 8. So what I would need to do is I need to edit my custom schedule first and then set my bid adjustment during those times. So let's figure out how to do that. I'm going to first remove this bid adjustment by making it 0, clicking save, and now I have a 0, and now I'm going to hit add schedule to edit my custom schedule. Okay, so here I have Wednesday 7 to 3. So I want to first make this Wednesday 7 to 8 a.m., which is a 1 hour time frame, but I also want my ads to run from 8 to 3. So if I want to do that, I need to create another day and make it Wednesday, and simply make it 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Click save. Go back to, now I have 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. over here. I can make my custom, increase my bid by 30%. Okay. And click save. So now I have a bid adjustment of 30% just from 7 to 8, but my campaigns will still run from on Wednesday 8 to 3 at the normal bid. And if I go up to my little graph on top, I will see this darker blue shade reflects my bid adjustment, my plus 30% bid adjustment, and by hovering over the darker shade, I will see exactly the details of that time frame and what the bid adjustment is. So that's how we set up custom schedules. It's a very cool way to create a more thoughtful and a more profitable campaign. I could go ahead and remove them all. I could click the X button to remove. When I create custom schedules, I usually will create one for each day separately. So I'll add Monday, I'll then add Tuesday, add Wednesday, and so on and so forth, until you have all the days of the week. And this gives us a lot more control and a lot more nuance when it comes to creating our custom schedules, because we don't need to just lump all the days together. I could look at the data, I could go into the historical data of the account, I could see which days and which hours are performing the best, and I might have multiple times on Monday because I want to do bid adjustments, I might have multiple times on Tuesday, so on and so forth, and I'll set these all. So let's say I'm just going to go in here real random and just give you a sense of what the graph's going to look like. Make just a bunch of different random changes here. And this oftentimes is what a custom schedule will ultimately look like when you have your campaigns, because you're going to see buyers and leads are going to come in at different times, and they're going to interact with your brand in different ways. So if we go up here, now we have this very erratic looking chart, but that's because we have a different schedule set up for every day of the week. Listen, some brands and some clients of yours or your business or whatever you're selling, it's very possible that you're going to want your campaigns on 24/7, and that's not a bad thing. Custom schedules allow you to make the most of your data when you see certain trends. Now let's jump into a couple of my client accounts and take a look at what the screen looks like when there's actually data here. So here we're in an account that is has an interesting schedule. They're bidding all the days of the week, 24/7, but we have set up a negative bid adjustment during different times of the week and different times of the day. So if we look over here, 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. gets negative 50%, and 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. gets negative 80%. And this is because we saw historically that we got a lot of clicks to the site during these times, but we didn't get a lot of sales. So we wanted the campaigns to run because we wanted to increase the awareness of our client's brand, but we weren't willing to bid as much or bid as profitably. and that will generally be reflected in the click price. So over here we could see Saturday midnight to 4 a.m. has a negative 50% bid adjustment. Our average cost per click is $1.09, and Saturday 8 p.m. to midnight has no bid adjustment, and our average CPC is $1.82, so it's considerably more expensive. And that's also reflected in our average position. So we see we have an average position of 1.7 during that time, and an average position of 2.5 during midnight to 4 a.m. And that goes, straight down the list, and we could see for each time we have a custom schedule what the bid adjustment is, what the clicks, impressions, click-through rate, cost per click, conversions, and so on and so forth. I could sort to see which time of day brought in the most amount of conversions, the most amounts of sales, and I could get a really good sense of my data. So that's what it looks like in a campaign that actually has data. And I could also, once again, go ahead and edit my schedule by coming in here and playing around with all my settings. Okay? So let's go into one more account, or one or two other accounts. This account has a campaign that's running from 8 to 8 p.m. all days of the week. That's what we thought was best for this business. That's what we've seen. And there's also some, there's bid adjustments by day. So Thursday has a plus 3% bid adjustment. Friday has a plus 3% bid adjustment. And that's because we saw our greatest, traffic, the best engagement to our website came from Thursday and Friday for this company. So we created a minor bid adjustment for Thursday and Friday, but their campaign is running all day long. And over here we once again could see our charts for clicks. I could see clicks versus impressions by customizing this graph. Okay, and I could see my data and compare it and contrast it with the different times of the day and days of the week that campaigns are running. Here's yet one other account that's running Monday through Friday, 7 to 5, and there's a positive bid adjustment